Hello, my name's Julie Brown, and I am welcoming you to this training. And today we are looking at converting conversations into clients without pressure and without pitching. During the session, you're going to learn how to create clients through connection, through service, through depth, not performance, or persuasion. We're going to be coming from conviction, not convincing. So today isn't learning about how to get clients. It's about remembering how to be with people in a way that creates trust, possibility, and partnership without any need to push. So get a notepad, get a piece of paper and a pen, open a Google document, because you're going to come back to this time and time again. No matter where you are in your coaching journey, there is potential here for you to go even deeper. And when you've started implementing some of this, you can come back to this recording and go even deeper again. Every time you start from a place, you're not starting from the place you started the previous time. So I want you all to trust and remember that. I'm going to ask you a question. What would make this training valuable for you today? Write that down. Because when we set an intention of what we're going to get out of something, our brain is automatically going to look for the answers to that, and to have that question answered, to have that void filled, to have that goal met. And this is what we're doing here right now. When we're answering the question, what would make this session valuable? And just write that down. Because wherever you are right now, whether you are anxious about your business, whether you are confident in your business, curious, tired, run down, or you love it, it's perfect. There's no performing involved in being a successful coach. We create it from our grounding. Now, I remember like a lot of training that I did years ago would teach me about the funnel process. So I had to have a lead magnet. I have to have an email sequence. I had to take my people somewhere. And once they were in the system, they were moved along the system. And when I stopped seeing people as systems or numbers and literally left pretty much everything I was taught in that area, my business was never as successful or as busy or felt as easy to run. Now, I am not saying I am the expert on this. I am sharing what has worked for me. And I'm going to invite you to come to this with curiosity, to come to this with a test and test and test mindset, and notice if your brain tries to tell you otherwise, because you're going to switch off and not hear what I'm saying. So just be aware, we are all coaches in here. If you've listened to this, you're probably a coach or you want to build your business. And if we're coming through, yeah, I've heard this before, you've likened it to something else and you've switched off. Now, remember that a sale isn't the end of the conversation. It's an energy that actually transmits throughout all of our conversations, through all of the connections. People don't buy coaching. They buy clarity, resonance, safety. They buy being deeply seen, and they want to go and they pay to go deeper with you. They don't buy coaching. They pay to continue coaching. And when I stopped all of the investment in having to get a sale, sales just went from me trying to sell to people saying to me, how can I work with you? And I know through teaching this to a lot of other people the past 3 years, I know that it works consistently because I've had lots of other people have the same experience. So let's play, let's test, let's explore, and don't look for ways to prove me wrong. If you catch yourself doing that, you're gonna hear nothing, and you may as well stop the video right now because there's nothing in here for you. If you want to set me up to win, you're going to set yourself up to win. And that's an invitation that I give everybody. So set me up to win. Like, look for the goal, look for the things that you do agree with, and get curious about the things that you don't. So we've got to look at the inner game of creation, because our state of being, our grounding, will either create or repel potential clients. So always do an energy check before any strategy, before anything that we do. There's a state. If you're tense, if you're needy, if you're trying too hard or trying to prove yourself, that energy comes out sideways. It leaks through you. People can feel it even if they can't name it. They don't know what it is, but there's something icky about it. So check in. What energy do you want to bring to your conversations? Presence or pressure? And sit with that for a second. Like, if you're in a place where you need that sale, energy comes through. If you're in that place where you're talking to the person and you're just serving them and you're helping them and you're giving them a really powerful experience of you, there's no pressure, there's no performance, there's connection. And that makes all of the difference. We're not trying to get clients. We are connecting with a human being, and we're exploring like whether we're a fit, because we're not a fit for everybody, and everybody's not a fit for us. And I want you to really see the difference between performing and connecting. So I'm sitting talking to myself in this video, but I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the person that's listening. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not trying to hide my accent. I'm not trying to not play with my hair. I do that in real life. So I'm just going to continue being who I am. I'm not trying to be impressive. I'm trying to connect with you and give you something useful. I'm serving you right now. That's where I'm coming from. And it's a completely different energy. You can probably feel I'm quite relaxed about this. I've given you invitations and will continue to do that throughout this recording. But I'm not invested in what you take away from this, because that's not my responsibility. I know there's gold here. I can't force you to mine it. I can't force you to pick it up when you say it. That's your choice. So that's the difference between performing and connecting. Like, performing, we're trying to impress people. But look at me, look at all of my knowledge, look at how much I can help you, look at all of my qualifications. I haven't started this recording with, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. You're not interested in that. You want to know how I can help you. That's why I haven't given time to this beginning to try and convince you should listen to me. I'm going into the gold. And connecting is we're just being available and we're grounded in who we are. So I want you just to, as you're listening, stop for a second, close your eyes, and notice how it feels when you've got to say the right thing, when you have to have that sale, when you've got to impress people. And then notice the difference when you just let that go, when you're unattached to the outcome. And we can have an intention to have an outcome and be unattached at the same time. You don't have to have an outcome with conditions. Since we've got conditions on it, we're judging it as successful or as a failure if those conditions aren't met, as instead of a continuation or a potential continuation of a conversation. And when you don't have the pressure, you just become magnetic. People want to be around that. Nobody wants to be around somebody with sales breath, right? So nobody wants to be coerced and convinced into joining something. But how can we structure a creative conversation? Wow, it's quite easy. There's 4 phases of the living service conversation that I like to play in and work with. And I'm going to begin as a human. I've begun this call as a human, right? I haven't begun it as an expert. Explore their world. Now, I already know your world. That's why I'm sharing this. And I'm not overly explaining mine. And I'm going to be able to, if I'm working one-to-one with somebody, I'm going to ask, okay, like what's feeling heavy? Like what's present for you right here, right now? Even if they've come and filled in a form and have other things that they want to talk about, I'm going to say, what's going on for you right now that you'd like to see in a clearer way, in a less heavy way, in a different way. And what this does is that takes you away from the potential surface goals that they have shared in any form or any pre-questionnaire that you may have given, or their stories that they tell people all of the time. And we go to the feeling behind what it is that they really want. We go to how it's really showing up for them in their life. And we can then move in as you go into phase 2 of the exploration. Like, what's going to change in your world if this is removed? And what's stopping that happening right now? It's information gathering. It's listening. It's really, really being so present with somebody that it's an experience they rarely have. Because most people aren't that interested. They're like, yeah. And they go on with their own life. Most people are into their own heads about how they're going to answer, about what they've got to say next, or what they want to make for the tea, or whatever it is they've got. So gifting this time and attention to somebody is really special. Don't underestimate that. And then we're going to go into the service part. When we go into the service part, like that's where we get to play. We give them an experience of our coaching. We give them an experience of what can change for them. We don't talk about change. We create change. We don't talk about coaching. We coach. We create the space and the conditions for insight, not information. Information rarely creates insight that lasts. Like pop an idea into our head, it might be, oh yeah, that's a good idea, but it doesn't create the life-changing, jaw-dropping moments that we want our people to have. And when we're in that conversation, it might sometimes make sense to either offer another conversation. It might make sense to offer a proposal. And it might make sense to say, are we complete for now? There's no fixed way of working. It's what's obvious in the conversation that you are having. Now, if it feels obvious that you can do some more work, then potentially you might want to say, okay, so I'm going to give you a week. I'd like to invite you to another conversation. Go and explore what we've looked at today, what you've seen differently today. See how that plays out in your life, and let's have another conversation next week. See how that's been for you, or next fortnight. Get a date in the diary. Don't wait. Don't say, I'll send you one later on. Get it in there and then in the conversation. Time when you both know you can make it. And then you come back and you start again. Like start again where people are. See what their results have been. See what's worked for them. See what's going to go further. And then potentially it might then make sense for you to say, if you would like, if this has been a taster, like we've done some good work, we've done some good things. If you want to make it great, like maybe we should work together. It makes sense for me to invite you to a longer agreement. That could be a week, a month, a year, whatever it is for you and how you work. When you both feel like you're in alignment, quite often people will say, I've loved this, how can I work with you? Quite often that's your invitation to then go into let's create another conversation. Either let's create another conversation where we will purely discuss what working with me looks like, Or depending on how you work, you introduce your frameworks. That's totally up to you. But it's a continued partnership. It's a relationship. We're continuing the relationship. And we could even just say something like, would you like to explore what it would look like to go even deeper and look what it would be like if we want to continue working together? That's an invitation that you can make to somebody if it feels obvious, like the right choice to do. If we want to continue this over the next month, what do you think could change for you? Like, what do you think would be useful and beneficial for you? Do you know what else you would like to work on? And this is where we're drawing them into the land of possibility when they've potentially been in the land of limitation before that. Their world's been full of limitations. Their world's been full of things and blocks and heaviness and weight. And we take it into, what if it's not the case? And we give them examples of how that's not the case on our call, so they can feel how powerful coaching is, can see for themselves. And we literally just make it conversational. There's no investment in a yes or a no. There's no investment in them working with you or not. Some will, some won't. So what? That's the way it works. We don't want to work with everybody. Everybody's not right for us. And the less heavy energy we have on that, the more likelihood there is of somebody going, I'd love more of this, please. I've really connected with you. I've really felt seen by you. And this is what we want. We want to create the conditions. And we do that in our own unique ways. So some people are going to be more direct. Some people are going to be softer and gentler around it. There's no right or wrong. There's just right for you and your clients. So notice how you like to work and bring that into this way of working as well. We can merge them. That's the way that goes. And when if you get a no, if you get actually, like, I'm complete now, great. Thank you so much. I've loved working with you. And we can keep the door open. We can keep the door open by saying, good, that's fabulous. Thank you very much. If you know anybody else that would value from a conversation like this, I'd be happy to. I'd love for you to connect us. Now, you can either offer them a gifted conversation, you can ask for a connection, you can give a resource. That's up to you. And no often isn't a rejection. Sometimes it's information, right? No, and no is never really a rejection. So no is we are complete, right? I'm happy where I am. Great. It's you're not the right energy for me. Potentially, we're not the right fit, and it could be a no from you as well, right? And that's not rejecting the person. There's nothing wrong with the person or with you. It's just the fit's not right. So it's a no to the fit potentially, and sometimes they're not in the right position to say yes. It could be financial, it could be emotional, it could be they haven't had a powerful enough experience. So again, it's like looking into, sometimes if you propose too soon, it's a no, right? So this is about honing our expertise, honing our experience, and honing our conversations and learning from each one. There's something to learn in everything that we do. And remember, like, the energetic truth of this. So I often call myself Nanny McPhee. It's like, well, you don't really know if you need me, and you don't really know if you want me, but you know you need me. Like, that's when I'm around. When you want me but don't really need me, like, that's when you refer me to somebody else who needs me. Like, that's how I play. And the more that if you need them, they're not going to trust you. When you trust yourself, they feel safer with you. Just check in with your energetic space and your truth of that. And really remember that we're not here to get. If we're coming from a get energy, people feel that. Nobody likes it. If you imagine you're going into a clothes shop, for example, and you're just looking for something, but you're not quite sure if that shop sells it, and somebody comes in and says, can I help you? And you say, no, thanks, I'm just looking. And then you go, yeah, well, we've got these over here, we've got this on sale, and these are new in. They're more than likely to turn around and walk straight back out. But if the salesperson turns around and goes, okay, cool, I'm just going to be over there if you need anything, you're more than likely to say, oh, yeah, actually, I'm looking for this. So it's about the push, pull, and repel and attract energy. When we are there to get, we've got that energy, like people don't want to be around it. When we get to give, people feel that relaxed energy, and most will feel lighter, and so will we. That's what works. So we don't want to have a grip. We don't want to feel like, oh, we've got to have this done, because it's not good for anybody. So you think of any conversations that you've had that have felt heavy, that have felt forced, where you were like trying to make something happen. What were you trying to make happen? I'm guessing the conversation probably didn't go the way you wanted to. And what could be different for you if you had that same conversation again now? You didn't need anything from it. Didn't need anything from it. You can still want something. You can still want it converted into a conversation, but you don't need anything from it. So that's for you to explore. And what I want you to remember that is that enrollment happens long before we mention coaching. We are enrolling people into possibilities from the very first time they agree to have a conversation with us. We've enrolled them into a yes for the conversation. Who you are being, your grounding, not your words, is what creates the safety and the desire. Any pressure will block connection. Your presence will build it. And the insights happen in a relaxed space. Nothing on it. Nowhere to get to. Nothing to get from somebody. Because the goal isn't to say the perfect thing. The goal isn't to have them in your coaching net and drag them to you. It's to create an experience where they can see themselves clearly and want more of that. Where they can see change is possible and they want more of that. When they see something in a different way to how they've been stuck and caught in feeling it beforehand, and they want more of that. So the invitation is to this week in your conversation, slow down, see the person, not a conversion. And then afterwards, like check in, notice what shifts in your energy. And your next client is likely going to come from the conversation that you have without an agenda. When we stay in service, when we stay in our grounding and trust that our presence is enough, our clients actually connect with that. So I want you to write down your understanding of how your energy, your being, who you're grounding, influences the energy you bring to any enrollment. What does that mean for you in your words, in your business, in your way? Notice that you can have a structured conversation and feel natural and be relaxed around it. How does it feel to even think about replacing any pressure-based selling with service-based creation? And how can you leave, and how can you embody, and how can you integrate that trust in their ability to see and trust that you're the person for them through the connection that you've created? And that's what I've got for today. This is what's open and available for you. And I'd love to hear your reflections, your views, your actions. And remember, we want to win. So set yourself up to win with your people as well. See how that works. Bye for now.